I've got a really chilling story for you today, one that was actually sent in by a viewer. It's one of those classic tales, a dream move that just completely spirals into a living nightmare. And it all kicks off when a young family thinks they've found the perfect new place to call home.
But let me ask you this first. What's the scariest thing you could possibly find in a new home? I mean, really think about it. Is it bad plumbing, maybe some sketchy wiring, or is it something else, something left behind by whoever lived there before? Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's meet our family. We have Aditya, his wife Ananya, and their tiny one-month-old son Arav. They've just made this huge leap, moving all the way from Mumbai to New York City for an amazing new job. I mean, this is supposed to be the start of a whole new chapter for them. But the apartment they move into, it's just a little bit off. You know that feeling? It's old, maybe a bit run down, and it has this weirdly heavy atmosphere hanging in the air. Now, Aditya, he's trying to be practical about it, but Ananya, she gets this immediate, deep sense of dread, and her eyes just lock onto one specific place. She says it just like that, right away. It's a gut feeling she just can't shake. But Aditya, trying to be the calm, level-headed one, he kind of brushes it off. It's just new place jitters. They've already paid the broker, and hey, finding a place in New York is a nightmare, so they decide to stay.
And on their very first night, that general feeling of unease, well, it starts to sharpen into something a lot more like actual fear. That strange feeling in the apartment begins to take on a very, very real form.
It all starts with this sudden, ice-cold draft. It seems to be coming right from the locked balcony door, and it makes the curtains flutter. Anya wakes up, and that's when she hears it. A really distinct, unnerving noise coming from just outside.
Yeah, it's the unmistakable sound of fingernails dragging across the old, rusty iron railing of the balcony. It's so clear and so loud it wakes Aditya up. Being brave, he goes to check, pulls back the curtain, opens the door, and finds absolutely nothing. The balcony is completely empty. But here's the detail that makes this whole thing even creepier. Their little boy, Arav, was what you'd call a fussy baby. He would cry every single night like clockwork between 2 and 4 a.m. But on this night, with all the strange noises and the chilling vibe, he slept soundly through the entire night for the very first time.
So the next day, they're shaken up, but trying to just carry on, right? They head out to get some groceries. And it's down in the building's lobby that a chance meeting with a neighbor turns their quiet little fear into just outright terror. An elderly woman from their floor hears their apartment number, and her whole friendly mood just vanishes. She tells them this horrifying story about the people who lived there before. A couple, absolutely desperate because they couldn't have a child, who ended their lives by jumping from that exact balcony. And she says their spirits never left.
And then she asks this, with this look of real concern on her face, telling them the spirits are known to bother children. Aditya sees the absolute panic on Ananya's face, quickly makes his excuses, and just gets his family out of there. But the damage is done. The warning has been delivered.
That second night, well, things escalate. Big time. The vague feelings and the strange little noises, they get replaced by a direct, terrifying, and totally impossible encounter.
So Ananya is trying to get some sleep, and Aditya is on baby duty, but Arav isn't crying tonight either. Nope. Instead, he's just lying in his crib, giggling and smiling up at the blank ceiling, reaching his tiny hands out like someone is right there, playing with him.
And then it happens. A sharp, loud knock from the other side of the balcony door. But that's impossible. They're on the 4th floor. Ananya screams for Aditya not to take the baby, remembering what the old woman said. He hands Arav over to her, and with his heart just hammering in his chest, he walks toward that door.
He braces himself, and he opens the door, and there, just standing silently at the edge of the balcony, is a woman in a white gown. At first, he can only see her from the side. He calls out, "Who are you? How did you even get here?" And then she turns to face him.
Her face is just a horror. It's completely crushed and broken, like from a long fall. The neighbor's story just flashes in his mind, the couple who jumped. He's just frozen. This is not a person. This can't be real.
The thing on the balcony smiles this gruesome smile and says these 5 terrifying words, talking about their son. That's when Aditya finally snaps. He screams at it to get away and slams the door shut, and from the balcony, a blood-curdling shriek echoes out. And then, just silence.
After a sleepless, absolutely terrifying night huddled together in another room, Aditya knows they have to leave. He doesn't care what it costs. They are out of there. But before they go, he feels like he has to see the balcony in the daylight. He has to know what was real.
And the proof he finds is just undeniable. There are footprints in the dust on the balcony floor, and they're facing backward. As he's staring at them, a pool of milk just appears out of nowhere at his feet. Then, something shoves him hard towards the railing. He barely catches himself, and as he scrambles back inside, he sees it. Deep, fresh scratches gouge into the outside of the wooden door, right where someone or something would be scratching to get in.
And that's it. That's the final straw. He immediately calls the broker, who, to his utter shock, sounds completely unsurprised. The broker actually admits that other tenants have had issues. He quickly finds them a new apartment, and they flee that very same day, leaving most of their belongings behind.
So what do we take away from this family's absolute ordeal? Their story is this chilling lesson, really, in the battle between being practical and trusting your gut. I mean, Aditya was doing the logical thing. They'd already paid, moving is a pain, but Ananya felt it, right from the first moment she walked in. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes that gut feeling, that primal instinct you have to protect your family, is worth way more than any practical reason to stay put.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. We all like to think we'd be brave, right? That we'd be the one to investigate the strange noise. But after hearing this story, you have to ask yourself, honestly, would you really open that door?